All right,
But
Chiefs, Bills. Oh, go ahead, Tyler.
No, I was gonna ask him, who he had in the AFC title game.
oh, I got the Bills.
Ooh.
I got the
Spicy.
Bills. I'm kind of married to the take that eventually you just kind of you feel good about a matchup. I thought like, yeah, they beat them in the regular season, that whole thing. Chiefs have a corner up who wasn't up in that game. That definitely is going to help. But I look at this and I say, like, hey, which quarterback has played better this year? Like in games where they have to score 28, 30 points. Like the Chiefs have not been stressed a great deal this season. Listen, are they incredible? Absolutely. But the referee is also Clete Blakeman, who they're 5-6 straight up with him as the referee. You hear that? 54% of the penalties get called against the home teams. Home teams are 5-11 this year when Clete Blakeman calls a game. The Bills are 6-2 with him. Guys, this is a Bills spot. Who's going to cover Dalton Kincaid? You know, that's the thing about the Bills. They got guys all over the field. They don't have a true number one. And people, it's funny because people wanted to say Josh didn't have any talent around him to start the season. They were saying, like, hey, the Bills are in this rebuild. And now, if you didn't like him for MVP, you say, well, he's got Shakir, he's got Cooper, he's got Coleman, he's got Kincaid, he has the running backs. Well, yeah, everybody's elevated because he's playing so well. And I also think Joe Brady's done a great job. They got a great offensive line coach in Aaron Cromer. The run game's been a huge part of it. I just think in this game, they have a slight advantage of if this game had to be a higher scoring game, it's in favor of the Bills. Now the defense isn't great. Safety plays not great. They play big in big spots like last week, but they also there's a bunch of plays like last week where you're like, damn, they were dead to rights in that situation. Either Baltimore didn't take advantage of it, or they did and they didn't get seven out of it. Like when they hit that big shot down the field to Bateman before the half, and they come up with just a field goal. Well, you got to give Buffalo some credit there. Like they know when to tighten up and make big plays. The turnovers, that punch out in midfield. So I'm really interested to see how this game plays out, but I will be putting my money on the Bills.
So fourth time's the charm for you, basically.
Yeah, dude. Because in the past, the Chiefs were a better team.
Mhm.
You know, like last year, the Chiefs defense was incredible. I mean, like, hey, and I picked the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl last year when people told me I was crazy. People told me they were done. But it's because they had that great defense and they could overcome certain things. The defense this year is very good, but they're not as good as they were. And I think they're gonna have a hard time getting Josh off the field on third down.
Yeah, you made some really good points, but I'm still going Chiefs because like I said, you're making a lot of sense here, but nothing about the Chiefs makes sense, dog. They're just gonna win.
No,
That's just where I'm at with them, bro. Like
wouldn't
they're
shock me.
16-1. Yeah, they're a 16-1 team, and we're not gonna look at that team as an all-time great team. I think we're gonna look at that team as a testament to just how that Chiefs system is clicking, right? Like
Yeah.
like they're not gonna go down in the history books as an all-time great team, but I do have them winning the Super Bowl. I think they're going to get past Buffalo. I think that Spags is probably going to scheme up another beauty, and Mahomes is just going to make all the throws he needs to, all the conversions, all the TDs. I think it's just going to come down to that, bro. Like I said, I just got to see the Chiefs get knocked off their shit to believe it, bro.
Yeah, no, and I totally understand that, and certainly I've been a big fan of their greatness, kind of spectating it over a couple years. I've never been one to be like, "Hey, they're overrated, they're fraudulent." Like you can tell the way I defend the officiating thing that I really respect what they have, but it's so hard to win 3 of these in a row. Statistically, it'd be a huge anomaly just to play this well in the playoffs consecutively. Hey, but if they win this game, they're gonna match up pretty well against whoever they play, and, that's why I thought personally, I thought the winner of Baltimore and Buffalo was kind of the Super Bowl favorite, so
What's your
we'll
take
see.
on Spags? I'm curious because I feel like we've reached a point with him and the broadcast. I mean, he's obviously a great defensive coordinator, but the
Mhm.
broadcasts are talking about him and the timing of these blitzes that he's Michael Jordan. They're like Spags has done it
Yeah,
again. Can you?
yeah.
There's no doubt this time he's going to
Did
dial
you
up the perfect pressure.
did you
It's
see
like
what he did to CJ
Jesus.
last week?
He's
Yeah.
He got
great, but I'm just
splits,
like we're
edge
talking about him.
linebackers blitz
Their
like
offensive line is trash. We're just talking about him like he is the greatest brain in defensive football history. It's kind of crazy to me.
He's pretty great. I mean, like, that's a tough defense to plan. Everybody has to be really sound. Like, you have to know a lot of different rules. You have to play with gap technique. You know, like you really have to be. It's not like a fuck around, run up the field, wreak havoc defense. For Chris Jones, it is, but everybody else's job is clean this guy up. And so I just think Spags is a great coordinator. He showed it over time. Like, and it's not always that he's had the most talented defenses. You know, there's some guys that, you know, if the Chiefs and the Eagles played in the Super Bowl, how many players outside of Chris Jones are you taking over the player that plays that position for the Eagles defense? Like the Eagles have a lot of talent. Chiefs are talented, but like you said, timely pressure. You know, he has some staples. He's also just one of the best pressure designers. Like not just when to come with pressure, but like every pressure has a little story. Like if you watch it, things make sense. You know, people, I hate the stats, and this is one of
That's
the problems
cool.
with analytics, where it's like, hey, this player is this good against the blitz, so we shouldn't blitz him. Well, if the sample size includes a bunch of shitbird D coordinators who are bringing safeties from like 10 yards off the
Right.
line of scrimmage
Right,
and
right,
just
right.
kind of playing patty cake with, yeah, it's an extra rusher, but it ain't the same as Spags, you know, seeing that you're in a condensed formation, you're varying the look, and you're going to bring edge pressure. I thought the CJ Stroud, you know, kind of third quarter, they had the drive of the year out of the half. And then Spags was like, all right, let's stop fucking around. And he just turned the dial. And it was amazing to me that they blitzed him, I think, 7 plays in a row, 10 of 18 in the second half on dropbacks. And that 4th and 10 was so fucking confusing to me. Why D'Amico rushed them up to the line when they
Yeah,
haven't picked up a
that's
free
horrible.
runner all year and snapped the ball with 3 seconds to go on the on the shot clock there. I mean, it's like, and that's what the Chiefs do. They let other people make mistakes.
Mm.
So
In
we
so
talked
many of their
about that on the
wins, the
pod.
other team fucks up.
Yes, they rushed 2 plays on like a fourth and then like late in the first half. And that's how good you have to play to beat the Chiefs. Is you could point to the 2 times that they really fucked up and they paid super hard for them both times. Yeah.
Every team has a chance to beat the Chiefs. When you play close games like this, you can point to any game and be like, that was their chance. And it can be obvious like Denver. Or it could be like the first Houston matchup after Tank Dell got hurt. They got to stop on 4th down. They're at midfield. And you got a fresh set of downs, a chance to go up in the game, field position. Here's what Houston did. They fucked up a screen, and then Dalton Schultz drops an out. Like he just drops the ball. And that was your chance. And that's the thing. You never know when your moment is in the NFL, like that moment of truth. And sometimes it comes early in the game, sometimes it comes late. But when you play the Chiefs, the crack in the door is like this big. You got to get through it. And if you don't, you're fucked.
Yeah. 16-1, and 12 of those wins were one possession games.
They're good at this stuff.
Yeah. They know how to win, man.